Wong Lin remained calm after witnessing the illusion of 6 scrolls and respectfully thanked Li Yunzi. After leaving the square, he sat down to cultivate. He sensed intense pain between his eyebrows and realized his third eye had undergone a major transformation after absorbing source origin energy. Although he did not know whether the change was beneficial or harmful, he knew that losing control would cause severe backlash. He condensed countless annihilation heart restrictions to form 3 seals over the third eye, temporarily suppressing its power. Although the seals would need constant reinforcement, Wong Lin was unconcerned because he believed the spell within his third eye would become his greatest life-saving trump card. After all the remaining cultivators completed the third trial, Li Yunzi recalled the battle scroll and eliminated the unsuccessful participants, reducing the number from 147 to 112. Master Flamespark announced that because only 112 people remained, the originally planned mysterious Void 6 Paths trial would be skipped. The competition would proceed directly to the final trial, One Line to Heaven, where 108 celestial titles would be awarded, with the top 36 receiving the title of Heaven Celestial. Participants would fight as phantoms, so death would only cause minor damage to their real bodies. Master Flamespark produced a giant octagonal wooden artifact that emitted 5-colored light. The 112 cultivators entered the square and sat in meditation. When the colorful rays shone upon them, including Wong Lin, they all lost consciousness and entered the trial. Wong Lin appeared inside a dense jungle beneath towering trees whose branches blocked most sunlight. The ground was covered with rotten leaves and poisonous insects. Immediately after arriving, he leapt onto a tree branch, concealed his aura with heart restrictions, and avoided spreading his divine sense, relying instead on his experience from countless life and death battles. Soon, another cultivator's divine sense swept through the forest before suddenly collapsing, followed by a miserable scream. Wong Lin concluded that anyone who spread divine sense without overwhelming strength would instantly reveal their position and become a target. After examining his body, Wong Lin confirmed that it was only a phantom, just as Master Flamespark had explained, and death would not seriously affect his real body. He reasoned that the Thunder Celestial Temple designed this trial to provide genuine life and death experience and cultivate true experts. Since he could not merge with the world inside this illusion, he decided that the only way to achieve first place was to kill the greatest number of opponents. Another divine sense appeared, allowing Wong Lin to locate Zhao Yidao, who had become disoriented after entering the trial. Following family teachings, Zhao Yidao instinctively spread his divine sense, immediately sensed deadly danger, and attempted to flee. Before he could escape, a mass of black mist devoured him, leaving only a miserable scream. Watching from a distance, Wong Lin saw Shu Ting emerge from the black mist after consuming Zhao Yidao. Shu Ting feared Wong Lin and proposed postponing their battle until the end. Wong Lin agreed without speaking, choosing instead to prioritize accumulating kills. The two silently divided the region between themselves and departed in opposite directions. Rather than searching manually, Wong Lin sat beneath a large tree and deliberately spread his divine sense, baiting nearby opponents. Instantly, more than 10 divine senses locked onto him. He summoned the celestial sealing stamp, whose countless golden seals included 2 containing origin souls. Unsure whether illusionary origin souls could also be sealed, he calmly waited for challengers. The first cultivator rushed toward him but panicked upon recognizing Wong Lin and immediately tried to escape. Wong Lin remained motionless while the celestial sealing stamp pursued the fleeing cultivator. The opponent unleashed hundreds of flying swords, but they were effortlessly destroyed. The stamp expanded, trapped him with golden runes, crushed him, and caused his phantom body to dissipate. 1 golden rune returned to the celestial sealing stamp, now showing signs of intelligence, suggesting it had successfully sealed the illusionary origin soul. After retrieving the treasure, Wong Lin calmly addressed the hidden enemies watching him. 4 corporeal yang cultivators emerged from the forest, their combined auras matching his own. Without exchanging words, one of them released a gourd that unleashed red flames toward Wong Lin. Beginning the next battle, after killing the 4 fleeing cultivators, Wong Lin recovered the celestial sealing stamp and discovered that the number of intelligent golden runes inside it had increased from 4 to 7. Carefully examining these unique runes, he suddenly conceived a bold idea. If he could fuse the celestial sealing stamp with the 1 billion soul flag, the resulting treasure might possess unimaginable power. With this thought in mind, He immediately disappeared into the forest. At the same time, Shengong Hu was fleeing through the jungle in miserable condition. The instant he had entered the battlefield, someone had attempted to kill him, forcing him to dodge immediately. Although he had survived, he suffered injuries and spent the entire battle running for his life without defeating a single opponent. Behind him, the big-headed boy relentlessly pursued him with a cold smile. Waving his hand, the boy released a flash of purple light that transformed into a gigantic, profound heavenly ant dozens of feet tall. The beast roared ferociously and charged forward at a speed far greater than Shengong Hu's, its enormous forceps aiming to cut him in half. The big-headed boy confidently believed the ant would tear Shengong Hu apart and even regretted only that he could not access his storage bag inside the battlefield to collect Shengong Hu's origin soul afterward. Realizing death was imminent, Shengong Hu desperately spat out a fist-sized thunder sphere toward the profound heavenly ant. The thunder exploded upon impact, but the vast difference in cultivation rendered the attack useless. The ant simply crushed the thunder sphere with its forceps and continued charging without slowing down. Watching the terrifying forceps descend, Shengong Hu smiled bitterly. Less than 15 minutes had passed since entering the battlefield. Yet he had done nothing except struggle to survive and was about to be eliminated. Just as the profound heavenly ant was about to kill him, Shengong Hu suddenly sensed a familiar aura approaching. A flash of golden light appeared, followed by Wong Lin's cold voice echoing through the forest. Seal. Countless golden runes instantly condensed around Shengong Hu, forming an impregnable barrier. The profound heavenly ant's forceps struck the golden runes with a loud explosion. But the runes immediately fused into a violent golden storm that swept across the area. The ant trembled under the storm's power and was forced backward. Seeing Wong Lin appear, the big-headed boy's foolish smile disappeared completely. His expression turned gloomy, and he immediately abandoned the attack and retreated without hesitation. Wong Lin calmly stepped out from the forest with the celestial sealing stamp floating before him, radiating a gentle golden glow. Shengong Hu immediately bowed respectfully and addressed him as, "My lord." After nodding slightly, Wong Lin looked at the retreating big-headed boy and coldly said, "Still want to run?" Taking a single step, Wong Lin instantly crossed hundreds of feet while the celestial sealing stamp shot toward his opponent. The big-headed boy knew Wong Lin's cultivation was only at the early stage of Nirvana Scryer, the same as his own. However, after witnessing Wong Lin's terrifying performance throughout the 3 trials, especially during the Earth trial, he had no desire to fight him. He shouted that he would simply leave the area and argued that since their cultivation levels were equal, both would suffer injuries if they fought, allowing Shu Ting to benefit. Wong Lin ignored every word. Raising his hand, he condensed a heavenly chop and slashed downward. The big-headed boy hurriedly ordered the profound heavenly ant to block the attack. But the heavenly chop instantly split the ant apart. At that very moment, the celestial sealing stamp flashed, and one of its golden runes landed upon the collapsing ant. The rune immediately became intelligent, increasing the stamp's collection of intelligent runes once again. The big-headed boy's face turned pale. While rapidly retreating, he formed hand seals and shouted, "Celestial spell, embrace!" Ripples spread outward from his body as countless ferocious beasts materialized throughout the surrounding forest. Roaring furiously, they charged toward Wong Lin in an overwhelming tide. Wong Lin remained completely calm. "Let's use you to test my power over thunder." Hearing these words, the big-headed boy's heart trembled. He immediately recalled the horrifying scene during the Earth trial when Wong Lin had directly devoured the Thunder Spirit. Realizing Wong Lin intended to display that same terrifying power, he retreated even faster. At that instant, Wong Lin's eyes transformed into pure lightning as terrifying thunder energy gathered from every direction. Looking toward the heavens, he declared, "The thunder of the heavens and earth is all under my control." The ancient thunder dragon origin soul emerged from between his eyebrows and released an ancient roar that shook heaven and earth. The roar spread across the battlefield like primordial thunder from ancient times. The entire battlefield trembled violently as though struck by an earthquake. Heaven and earth seemed to reverse. The sun and moon lost their order. The sky changed color, and endless thunderclouds gathered overhead, making the entire battlefield appear on the verge of destruction. Every cultivator inside the battlefield felt the overwhelming pressure. Shu Ting, who had been pursuing another cultivator inside the black mist, was suddenly forced out as the mist completely collapsed beneath the dragon's roar. Shocked, he stared toward the distant source of the thunder. The cultivator Shu Ting had been chasing coughed-up blood and nearly collapsed, feeling as though the heavens themselves were pressing him into the ground. Elsewhere, the six-fingered cultivator, who had been hiding inside a giant tree waiting to ambush others, was forced out of concealment. Looking toward the distance with fear, he immediately recognized the terrifying roar as the very same thunder dragon roar Wong Lin had unleashed during the Earth trial. Meanwhile, Zhang Kongli heard the roar while traveling through the forest. Instead of fearing it, he immediately sat down to cultivate for a moment, then joyfully rushed toward its source after realizing an opportunity had appeared. The terrifying roar was heard by every cultivator across the battlefield. Thunderclouds rapidly gathered overhead, the ground shook violently, and the entire battlefield resembled the arrival of the apocalypse. Even outside the battlefield, inside the Thunder's celestial temple, the octagonal wooden artifact floating in the air suddenly shook violently. Countless lightning bolts descended from the heavens and converged toward it as though paying homage. Seeing this unprecedented phenomenon, Master Flamespark immediately stood up with a gloomy expression. He continuously formed seals and set countless restrictions into the octagonal artifact until it gradually stopped shaking. The surrounding cultivators watched in astonishment, each secretly wondering what kind of terrifying event Wong Lin had triggered inside the battlefield. As the Thunder Dragon returned to Wong Lin's body, endless lightning erupted around him. Everything within a radius of 500 kilometers transformed into a world of thunder. Countless ancient trees exploded or burst into flames under the overwhelming lightning. Wong Lin stood at the center of the storm like the supreme ruler of all thunder. He slowly raised one finger toward the fleeing big-headed boy and uttered a single command. Thunder, destroy. Instantly, every bolt of lightning within the 500-kilometer thunder domain converged toward the big-headed boy. From above, it appeared as though the entire sea of thunder had collapsed into a single point. The lightning moved with unimaginable speed, leaving the big-headed boy no possibility of escape. Looking at the endless heavenly thunder rushing toward him, he felt as though he were facing all the thunder in existence. Despair filled his eyes as the countless lightning bolts entered his body. A deafening explosion shook the entire battlefield. The big-headed boy's body erupted into flames, floated briefly into the air, and was completely annihilated by the overwhelming thunder, leaving not even a single fragment behind. The terrifying thunder spell left every cultivator in the battlefield horrified. They recognized it as Master Demon Shu Mu's heaven-shaking technique and believed no one could survive facing him. Shu Ting silently watched while his clenched fist trembled. Outside the battlefield, the big-headed boy suddenly awoke in the Thunder Celestial Temple, coughed blood, and prepared to search for Wong Lin's real body for revenge. However, after discovering that only 108 people remained outside while 4 participants were missing, he realized that 4 cultivators had entered the battlefield with their true bodies instead of avatars. Terrified, he understood that only treasures infused with origin souls could be used because ordinary bags of holding could not be opened. And he felt fortunate that his true body had not entered. Meanwhile, a golden rune absorbed the dissipated avatar of the big-headed boy. Becoming even more intelligent, Wong Lin retrieved the celestial sealing stamp, gave Shengong Hu healing pills, and told him to hide and cultivate. When Shengong Hu noticed Wong Lin could open his bag of holding while his own remained sealed, Wong Lin immediately deduced Master Flamespark's scheme. After confirming Shengong Hu's bag truly could not be opened, Wong Lin realized that among the 112 participants, 4 had entered with their real bodies, while everyone else controlled avatars. Since the 2 real body cultivators he had already killed possessed usable bags of holding, only 1 more remained alive besides himself. Admiring Master Flamespark's deeply hidden plan, Wong Lin began hunting cultivators throughout the battlefield. Before attacking anyone, he first checked whether they could open their bag of holding. Those unable to do so were merely avatars, and Wong Lin either killed or waited to seal their avatars after death. Meanwhile, Shu Ting unleashed his black mist again, devouring every cultivator in his path without mercy. To avoid losing the kills they had earned, many surviving cultivators chose to commit suicide before stronger opponents could kill them. As time passed, the battlefield emptied rapidly. Wong Lin spared obedient cultivators and simply collected their avatars after they died, while Shu Ting's slaughter remained completely ruthless, devouring even those who tried to kill themselves if they hesitated. When night fell and only a handful of cultivators remained, Wong Lin deliberately sought out Shu Ting because he had detected a trace of source origin energy within him and intended to seize it. Shu Ting likewise discovered Wong Lin's location and rushed toward him inside a sea of black mist. Killing intent reaching its peak as he roared Wong Lin's alias, Shu Mu. Wong Lin calmly waited in midair while the black mist condensed into a gigantic demonic shadow behind Shu Ting. Hoping Shu Ting was the final cultivator whose true body had entered the battlefield, Wong Lin prepared for battle. Shu Ting's demonic shadow lunged to devour Wong Lin, but Wong Lin expanded the celestial ceiling stamp to more than 1,000 feet, releasing countless golden runes as the two forces collided violently in the sky. Below, Shengong Hu emerged from hiding to watch the battle. Nangong Han suddenly appeared beside him, revealing that his true body had also entered the battlefield. Realizing the danger, he had hidden from the beginning instead of fighting. Elsewhere, the six-fingered cultivator Zhou Xingdao secretly watched the duel, hoping both opponents would weaken each other so he could seize the final opportunity. During the battle, Shu Ting was pushed back several dozen feet while Wong Lin only retreated 30 feet. Shu Ting gathered origin energy into the black vortex between his eyebrows and unleashed Snake Devour, transforming the demonic shadow into a 1,000-foot-long giant snake that charged toward Wong Lin. Wong Lin responded with the celestial spell called the Wind, summoning two enormous black dragons. The dragons and snake collided and devoured one another. But Call the Wind, being a celestial emperor's spell, ultimately overwhelmed the snake. After swallowing one dragon, the snake painfully expanded until it exploded, allowing the consumed dragon to reform as both dragons charged Shu Ting together. Shu Ting immediately cast Mountain Spirit, condensing his black mist into a colossal mountain that blotted out the sky before crashing toward Wong Lin. Wong Lin no longer wished to prolong the battle. He placed his hand between his eyebrows and calmly announced, "Third seal, open." The red line between his eyebrows spread apart as his third eye opened, releasing an unimaginably brilliant fan-shaped red light. 1/3 of the terrifying power sealed within Wong Lin merged into the red light. The descending black mountain instantly disintegrated layer by layer, reverting into black gas before vanishing completely. Shu Ting was overwhelmed by unprecedented terror as the red light enveloped him before he could retreat. His heart pounded violently while his blood and origin energy spiraled out of control. The black mist between his eyebrows struggled to escape as an unknown force immobilized him. Under the red light, his body began reverting to its origin. His skin, flesh, and bones dissolved first, followed by his origin soul regressing into a nascent soul, then a golden core, which exploded into spiritual energy before even that spiritual energy completely dispersed. The trace of source origin energy within his avatar was extracted and absorbed into the red light before disappearing. Shu Ting screamed in despair as his entire existence was erased. After the red light vanished, Wong Lin appeared extremely exhausted. He immediately sealed the power within his third eye again and sat atop a tree to recover. Nangong Han spat out his wine in shock, admitting he could never defeat Wong Lin. Shengong Hu was equally stunned, recognizing that the red light gave Wong Lin the same overwhelming aura as the mysterious figure he had once witnessed within the Thunder Lake. Witnessing Wong Lin's weakened state, Zhou Xingdao believed it was his only opportunity to kill the legendary Master Demon and become famous throughout the All-Heaven star system. He charged at Wong Lin with incredible speed, blue light gathering on his sixth finger. Shengong Hu attempted to intervene but was too late, while Nangong Han also stepped forward. Just as Zhou Xingdao reached Wong Lin opened his eyes and coldly uttered a single word, "Scram." That single word transformed into endless heavenly thunder that exploded across the sky. Countless thunderbolts descended upon Zhou Xingdao, whose courage instantly collapsed under Wong Lin's overwhelming prestige. Before even attacking, fear dominated his mind. Terrified, he abandoned his assault and fled desperately while endless thunder pursued him like divine punishment. The six-fingered cultivator was filled with terror as the thunder relentlessly pursued him. While he retreated, Wong Lin suddenly stood up and took a single step. Instantly, thunder exploded with two deafening blasts as Wong Lin crossed the distance between them in an instant. Forming a sword seal with two fingers, Wong Lin pointed forward, causing endless thunder from every direction to gather around the six-fingered cultivator. Although the cultivator attempted to resist, Wong Lin absorbed all of the surrounding thunder and condensed it into an ancient bolt of lightning that pierced through every defensive spell and entered the cultivator's body. The violent thunder destroyed his flesh, shattered his origin soul, caused his origin energy to scatter, and completely annihilated him. A golden rune then flashed from the celestial sealing stamp, fused with the cultivator's soul, became more spirited, and returned to the stamp. The entire exchange happened in an instant, and the six-fingered cultivator was killed almost immediately after attempting his sneak attack. Wong Lin's face turned somewhat pale as the third eye between his eyebrows slowly closed and the red line disappeared. He then turned toward Nangong Han, who had appeared about 100 feet away, and asked if he also intended to fight. Nangong Han calmly admitted that he was no match for Wong Lin and explained that he had only come intending to help eliminate the person who launched the sneak attack. Wong Lin ignored him afterward and sat down to recover through cultivation. Soon afterward, clouds gathered overhead and emitted 5-colored light that split into 3 beams. One beam landed on Wong Lin, another on Nangong Han, and the third on Shengong Hu, whose body trembled before disappearing. Wong Lin and Nangong Han were then lifted by the 5-colored light into the sky. Wong Lin remained conscious this time and watched as a crack opened in the sky, pulling him inside. When his vision cleared, he found himself back in the plaza among the other cultivators. Wong Lin and Nangong Han landed almost simultaneously. While all 108 cultivators had already awakened, Shu Ting stared at Wong Lin with an extremely gloomy expression, and the six-fingered cultivator also glared at him maliciously. Master Flamespark rose with a smile and announced that the Thunder Celestial Temple would bestow the 108 celestial titles. He reached into the void, causing the song of the Thunder Celestial Realm to echo across heaven and earth. The heavenly melody filled the air as clouds gathered. Celestial spiritual energy became incredibly dense. Cranes flew overhead, and the Thunder Celestial Temple resembled the true celestial realm. All cultivators, their family ancestors, the old monsters seated on prayer mats, and the messengers of the Thunder Celestial Temple respectfully stood in solemn silence. Using a special transmission method, the Thunder Celestial Temple broadcast the entire ceremony throughout the All-Heaven star system. Every cultivation family on every cultivation planet possessed a free sound transmission stone capable of displaying both images and sound. Originally distributed for the Celestial Bestowment Ceremony and future wartime mobilization against the Alliance star system. As a result, nearly every cultivator across the All-Heaven star system watched the ceremony unfold. Around the Thunder Celestial Temple, armies of over 10,000 cultivators assembled in each of the eastern, southern, western, and northern domains. These forces, led by powerful commanders, silently observed the ceremony through their sound transmission stones. During the ceremony, a crane flew over carrying a yellow scroll filled with rich celestial spiritual energy. Master Flamespark caught the scroll and unfurled it, revealing it to be a celestial treasure. He announced that although there were originally 110 remaining competitors and 2 should have been eliminated, everyone who survived the arduous trials would receive an opportunity. The strongest cultivator would become the Thunder Celestial, the second strongest the Vice Thunder Celestial, while the remaining 108 would be divided into 36 Heaven Celestials and 72 Earth Celestials. Master Flamespark then called Shu Mu forward. Wong Lin stepped forward respectfully, declaring that Shu Mu had ranked first in the human, earth, heaven, and one line to heaven trials. Master Flamespark officially bestowed upon him the title of Thunder Celestial and appointed him commander of a 3,000-man vanguard army for the invasion of the Alliance star system. Master Flamespark summoned a golden celestial brush, wrote, "Authentic Thunder Celestial, Shu Mu," upon the yellow scroll. And the glowing words transformed into a massive 100-foot thunder tiger. The tiger roared, charged toward Wong Lin, then shrank into a 3-inch flag bearing the image of the thunder tiger. Master Flamespark presented Wong Lin with the Heaven Tiger flag, a celestial treasure that granted him authority to command 3,000 cultivators of the All-Heaven star system and establish his own force. Wong Lin accepted the flag, took a deep breath, clasped his hands, and formally accepted the order. At that moment, Wong Lin's image was transmitted throughout the entire All-Heaven star system, causing an enormous sensation everywhere. Cultivators everywhere recognized Shu Mu as the famous demon Shu Mu and marveled that he had surpassed the 108 Celestials to become the Thunder Celestial. realizing he possessed astonishing cultivation and was someone no one should provoke. On planet Ranyun, a beautiful woman who had initially paid little attention to the ceremony became stunned upon seeing Wong Lin. Feeling that he looked extremely familiar, the cultivators across Ranyun planet were equally shocked. On Qingling planet, numerous family elders cried out in astonishment upon recognizing him. At Hangyun Peak, Xianxia awakened from his meditation, looked at the sky with excitement, and softly called out, "Master!" On a remote icy cultivation planet, Yao Bingyun gazed into the sky with complicated emotions, remarking that she had never expected Wong Lin to become the Thunder Celestial. On a decaying cultivation planet in the northern domain, Greed stared into the sky with a vicious expression, astonished that Wong Lin had attained such immense prestige throughout the all-heaven star system. Everywhere across the star system, everyone who knew Wong Lin watched the ceremony in shock. Master Flamespark next summoned Shu Ting and bestowed upon him the title of Vice Thunder Celestial, granting him command over a 2,000-man army as the second vanguard. Although Shu Ting was unwilling, he could only suppress his dissatisfaction and respectfully accept the appointment. Master Flamespark then continued conferring all of the remaining celestial titles. Each of the 108 selected cultivators received a flag and officially became a celestial. After the bestowal concluded, Master Flamespark ordered the Thunder Celestial, Vice Thunder Celestial, 36 Heaven Celestials, and 72 Earth Celestials to enter the celestial pool. Waving his sleeve, he caused the yellow scroll to disappear as the clouds condensed into a descending pool filled with blue water radiating a mind-shaking aura. He declared that by entering the celestial pool, each cultivator's domain would melt together, allowing them to condense a celestial origin and truly become genuine celestials. Celestials did not cultivate domains, and true celestials possessed no sentiments. Wong Lin understood this clearly. As ripples spread across the celestial pool and abundant celestial spiritual energy filled the surroundings, every cultivator hesitated. Before them lay two completely different cultivation paths. Master Flamespark did not force anyone to choose and silently waited while the observers, the Thunder Celestial Temple messengers, and all cultivators throughout the all-heaven star system watched in complete silence. No one could determine which path was superior because only the final outcome would reveal the truth. In ancient times, cultivators regarded becoming immortals as their ultimate goal. Entering the celestial pool transformed origin energy into celestial origin, eliminating the need for domains or enlightenment. Future cultivation relied entirely on celestial spiritual energy. Celestial cultivation methods, heavenly treasures, and celestial pills. After the celestial realm collapsed, cultivators abandoned this ancient path and instead cultivated the Tao through comprehension. They sought enlightenment by understanding heaven, whether by obeying or defying it, making comprehension the foundation for advancing their cultivation. Now, Wong Lin and the others had to decide whether to follow the ancient celestial path or continue pursuing the Tao. Qing Shui silently hoped Wong Lin would abandon the Tao, enter the celestial pool, become a true celestial, and inherit Bai Fan's legacy as a genuine disciple. Shu Ting, unwilling to remain forever beneath Wong Lin after repeatedly suffering defeat during the Thunder Celestial Temple competition and even dying at Wong Lin's hands within the one line to heaven, concluded that continuing on the same cultivation path would never allow him to surpass Wong Lin. Although he held a trace of admiration for Wong Lin, his unwillingness to lose outweighed it. Determined to achieve a qualitative leap, Shu Ting decisively abandoned his domain and stepped into the celestial pool. Inside, unbearable pain engulfed him as the boiling water invaded his body, stripping away the domain he had cultivated for thousands of years while celestial spiritual energy merged with his origin energy to form an entirely new power. 7 minutes later, Shu Ting emerged with a vastly stronger celestial aura, feeling complete mastery over celestial spells and proclaiming that he would one day challenge Wong Lin again. Witnessing Shu Ting's successful transformation encouraged many hesitant cultivators. One after another, they entered the pool, endured agonizing pain, and emerged with greatly increased cultivation, dense celestial spiritual energy, and complete confidence in their new path. Wong Lin calmly observed everything, having witnessed the third step and Bai Fan's madness in the celestial realm. He knew the celestial path concealed many mysteries. He could not determine whether it was correct or mistaken, but he had no desire to abandon the Tao. More importantly, none of the old monsters present showed the slightest interest in the celestial pool. reinforcing his decision to refuse it. Ultimately, 17 participants, including Shu Ting, chose the celestial path, while Wong Lin, Nangong Han, Shengong Hu, Zhan Kongli, and several others refused. Accepting their decision, Master Flamespark reminded them not to regret their choice before sending the celestial pool back into the sky. He then respectfully summoned the celestial bestowment stone. As cloud dragons descended from the heavens carrying the stone, immense celestial pressure spread throughout the Thunder Celestial Temple, drawing the attention of every cultivator in the All-Heaven star system. Master Flamespark announced that the Thunder Celestial, Vice Thunder Celestial, and the 36 Heaven Celestials could now engrave their names upon the stone. Shu Ting approached first but was shocked to discover countless ancient names already carved into it, each radiating overwhelming power, including many legendary figures from the All-Heaven star system. When he attempted to engrave his own name, the stone fiercely resisted. After unleashing his celestial origin energy and black mist, Shu Ting barely succeeded, but only after exhausting himself and unknowingly sacrificing a small fragment of his origin soul to the stone. Wong Lin immediately noticed this hidden cost and became cautious. Master Flamespark praised Shu Ting's success, believing he would become a valuable force in the coming war against the Alliance star system. After Shu Ting, the 36 Heaven Celestials took their turns. However, only Nangong Han, the six-fingered cultivator, and the big-headed boy successfully engraved their names. Wong Lin stepped forward last. Already cautious because he had rejected the celestial pool, he carefully examined the stone and pondered for a long time, drawing the attention of everyone present and countless cultivators watching throughout the All-Heaven star system. They all wondered whether Shu Mu would abandon the attempt or successfully carve his name, though almost none of them understood the true nature of the celestial bestowment stone. After careful consideration, Wong Lin pressed his finger against the stone but was immediately repelled by a powerful force. Circulating his origin energy, he pressed again. The resistance intensified as he continued carving, creating violent sounds as though the stone itself might shatter. After completing the final stroke, Wong Lin sensed a fragment of his origin soul beginning to separate and merge into the stone. Realizing what was happening, he immediately withdrew by borrowing the stone's rebounding force, preventing the fusion from completing. Master Flamespark narrowed his eyes, recognizing that Wong Lin had deliberately stopped the process. Furthermore, the name Wong Lin engraved was neither Wong Lin nor Shu Mu, but Master Demon. Master Flamespark silently admired Wong Lin's caution, recognizing that despite being from the Alliance star system, he had resisted greed and remained vigilant. Finally, Master Flamespark announced the last reward of the celestial bestowment. Each of the 38 titled cultivators could make one request, and the Thunder Celestial Temple, the Shang family, and the Gongsun family would do everything possible to fulfill it unless the request was deliberately unreasonable. Hearing this, Wong Lin's heart pounded violently. This final reward had always been the true reason he participated in the celestial bestowment. And his thoughts immediately turned to Li Muwan.